Hello, my dear friends. The topic which I am going to discuss today, that is mainly for those employees which employees are just acquainted with the terms validation, qualification, etc. So today's topic is equipment qualification, and the persons who are related to equipment qualification, they will be much benefited, mainly the persons who have just joined the sphere of equipment qualification in industry. I will discuss the brief idea of qualification and the documents which one quality assurance person should check during qualification. So first thing, the term qualification. Qualification term, whenever we used to pronounce, then one picture used to come in our mind. That is eligibility criteria of our educational background. Like that, whenever one employee is applying for a job, there is one eligibility criteria that may be 8th pass, 10th pass, 12th pass, or graduation, or that may be postgraduate, etc. So that is determining the level of education a person already have gathered the knowledge in that level of education, and that is enough for that job. Like that, one equipment which have come to the company should have few parameters and specification which is already promised by the manufacturer of that equipment. Now we have to check it or test it or examine it before our intended use. After the pass of that examination result with respect to that equipment, then only the equipment can be used in day by day use of one industry. That may be any equipment. So I will just discuss the documentation procedure and the rationality behind the qualification of equipment. Whenever any department, suppose production, require one equipment, they used to raise one document that is called URS. That means user requirement specification. That means, suppose for example, you need one microwave, and the purpose of that particular machine is only to heat the food or defrost the food, and not like convection or grilling or baking, etc. So definitely you will go for one solo microwave. But if you need all the facilities of a micro oven, then you have to take one such microwave which can have convection mode, grill mode, bake mode, and few specified buttons which used to give another many other functions. So you have to decide according to your requirement that what should be the specifications or criteria of one equipment. Just like that, production persons or the persons who are acquiring one particular equipment, they used to give one requirement specification that we need this kind of blender, we need this kind of compression machine, we need this kind of any such machines, whatever it may be. So the specifications are written in that particular document which is called user requirement specification. Now next comes purchase order. Now that user requirement specification used to go to all the departments like quality assurance, the production head also used to check it, and after that quality assurance head used to check it, then account section used to check it, then account section or the section which is eligible for procuring the equipment, they used to show that to the party who used to give the equipment. Then the party or vendor used to give that this is our specification of our equipment which is matching with your URS, so we can send it or we can make it if this much money we can get. So when that agreement used to be done, Then one purchase order means we will purchase the equipment, we are satisfied from all the aspects, from the vendor side and from our company side. Now a purchase order will be raised. According to that purchase order, the vendor will send the equipment to the industry. Now the when the equipment just reached inside the premises or company, we will not take that particular equipment then and there, or just arrival and we received it like that. It is not happening like that. First we have to check few parameters. Okay, so that is site acceptance test. Okay, site acceptance test means there we will check during the transit of that particular equipment, there any crack or any dent or something happened to that equipment, or something broken has been, breakage has been done or not. So after that checklist, fulfilling of that checklist only, we will take that equipment inside our manufacturing facility or where it should go for the next qualification procedure. And this particular checklist is called site acceptance test or SAT. Before that, I just skipped two things, that is design qualification and FAT or factory acceptance test. After raising the purchase order, the design qualification also to be checked. When the specification or URS given to any manufacturing facility, manufacturing company of equipment, they will give one design qualification or DQ, which should be according to the URS, and there should be one similarity or about one agreement of similarity from both the party, from company and of the vendor side, that these were our URS and this is according to the design qualification. Design qualification means we asked for 3000 liter one vessel, and in that vessel there should be this much, this gauge, and the criteria of this gauge should be like this, the make should be like this. These are the design qualification. So we asked that design in our URS or user requirement specification, and party or vendor who is giving me the particular equipment, they also agreed. So after designing or after manufacturing of the equipment, a team used to reach to the vendor and they used to check the equipment there in that facility in the supplier, means whoever is preparing or producing that particular design or that machine, there will be a test which is called factory acceptance test or FAT. The FAT will be just like operational qualification, which happens after coming the equipment into the premises of company, but there will be no performance qualification, there will be no installation qualification, but the few checks of installation qualification will be similar in the FAT, and there may be a similar test like dummy substances will be checked, may check in that factory acceptance test protocol also. So after all these documents, so till now we gone through URS, design qualification, factory acceptance test, and after that site acceptance test. Now all these criterias has been done, all these checklists has been fulfilled, all the agreements has been done. Now the main part of the qualification starts, that is installation qualification or IQ. During installation qualification, we should check the manual of that particular machine or equipment. Then the material of construction, what is the material of construction of that particular machine or equipment, the contact part is made up of which kind of steel, is it that may be SS316, that may be SS316L, like that. There may be gaskets. Those gaskets are of food grade or not. Those food grade certificates we should check, and test certificates of the gauges, motor, gearbox, load cell, etc. These all things are checked in the installation qualification time. And the drawings of the equipment, like electrical drawing, then the pneumatic drawing, okay, graphical analysis drawing, these all documents used to be checked in the installation qualification time. And the room layout, in the room layout it should be specified, the room layout should be revised accordingly wherever the equipment will be installed. That room used to be one particular specified, should be one particular specified place for keeping that equipment, and accordingly the room layout should be revised. All the room, all the floor, everything have layouts in the company, so that also should be revised according to the installation of the machine. Now installation done. Now operational qualification or OQ will be done for that particular equipment. In the OQ nothing happens, just the operation of that equipment is checked, except the dummy material or any batch. So in operation qualification, if it is suppose one tablet compression machine, then we will check the RPM of the machine, the PLC of the machine is properly working or not, the commands of the PLC is properly doing its intended activity or not, the all the things means the rotors, okay, the means gauges, everything are properly operating or not. There will be a protocol, that is operation protocol. There will be pre-specified parameters in that protocol. All those parameters will be filled according to the test, and after the finish of operation qualification protocol and report, we will go to the performance qualification phase. There will be one performance qualification protocol also. Now I just brief one thing. In operation qualification, operation, maintenance, calibration, cleaning SOP and forms verification, how the machine will be cleaned, that also will be prepared parallelly. Training records also to be prepared. And when the operation qualification is preparing, accordingly in a parallel way the SOP preparation process also should be done. Otherwise in performance qualification there will be no SOP to perform any activity in that machine. So operation qualification time only the SOP will be parallelly prepared and the SOP should be approved before performance qualification. So standard operating procedure for the operation of the equipment, it is a very important point, should be prepared before performance qualification of the equipment. Now all these things are done after that, and the calibration SOPs also, the gauges calibration, etc., whatever the things are there, calibration required in that particular equipment, that SOP is also to be prepared during this particular phase. All these SOPs are prepared. Now we are going to the performance qualification phase. According to the performance qualification protocol, we have to do the performance qualification and we have to generate the performance qualification report. Now there may be various tests and few tests which are common, that is passivation and sanitization report to be prepared, viable non-viable counts to be prepared, dummy batches with whatever we are taking in that particular equipment, that should be prepared, material requisition forms, formats, or IOM. Okay, destruction requisition forms means the dummy batch we already have taken, then we have to destroy that one, that destruction requisition form, like that form and formats used to be there, those also to be checked during this performance qualification um, time. And these documents also to be attached with the performance qualification report. PM checklists means preventive maintenance checklist. Preventive maintenance is a very important thing in pharma industry. Preventive maintenance means there will be one scheduled maintenance for one machine and machine part, and that checklist also to be completed within this time frame of performance qualification. So these were the documentation system uh, of qualification, equipment qualification. Though equipment qualification is a very vast part, yet I just tried to compile it in a very brief time. Maybe it will be very beneficial for you. Just go through my video again and again, and you can note down also whatever I have told, the documents and all. It will help you in your future performance in IQ, OQ and PQ of your qualification section. And also the whole idea of documentation system of qualification I just tried to give you. Just follow this and you'll be a very great person in qualification field. Thank you very much for watching, and just subscribe my channel and press the bell icon that you can get all this kind of informative videos. Thank you.